Hello there everybody, and welcome to today's show. Today we will be doing Amazon Guardians of Eden, a 1992 adventure game of the point-and-click variety by Access Software. I've been wanting to do this game for a while now, but I've been having a hard time getting my hands on a copy of it. And it actually just kind of fell into my hands completely at random one day. So I got it working, and now we're going to take a look at it. This actually is one of the earliest PC games that I ever played, and I have some fairly fond memories of it. And it and other games like King's Quest and Martian Memorandum helped me kind of develop this love I have for adventure games. So we're actually jumping right in, and Chapter 1, Terror in the Jungle. Long, long ago, when American automobiles ruled the roads, when the US led the world in technology, let the Japanese have transistors, we'll use our great vacuum tubes. Two brothers emerged from the heartland of this great nation. These two brothers were in many respects complete opposites. Alan Roberts is a powerfully built man with age beyond his years showing on his ruggedly handsome face. As a top research scientist, Alan travels around the world to conduct work for Alistair Research. Confident and with undying curiosity for the unknown, Alan has pursued his career with zeal. Jason is 10 years younger and regards Alan more as a father figure than a brother. After Jason graduated from California State College, Alan arranged for a job for Jason at Alistair Research. Still somewhat naive about the world, Jason has an athletic build and is considered by some to be an all-American boy. For several months, Alan has been in the Amazon River Basin. Very soon events will occur that will change the lives of these two brothers, irrevocably and forever. The Amazon River Basin, August 10th. Alistair Research Expedition, Base Camp, 2:06 a.m. Now, I would say the age is starting to show in these cutscenes here more than just a little bit, but I also think they look kind of nice. The digitized actors, some spots look better than others, but that background I thought looked very nice. And that was Alan watching one of his men fall dead into his tent. Alright, now we get this jazzy little tune. 6 weeks later, Alistair Research Co., Woodland, Oregon. Jason Roberts awaits at work, unaware that events several thousand miles away have drawn him into an amazing adventure. Alright, now we're actually playing our game. And that little blob of brown there in the middle is our character Jason. Now we can move him around with the mouse, but I'm using the directional keys on my keyboard. It's a little faster, a little more accurate. And as I mentioned, this is a point-and-click adventure game. And down here at the very bottom, we have our different commands we have here for Jason. And we're going to be using them over the course of the game for a couple of different reasons. I think first I'll mention this one. This question mark is the clues. Now I actually have clues turned off right now, but if clues were turned on, you would click on something and get sort of hints on how to progress the game, how to continue on with what you're trying to accomplish. But you can only use so many hints during the course of the game. And if you use enough hints during the course of the game, you do not get the ending. You will actually have to go back and play the game all over again. Of course, this little hard disk over here is for saving. Now, I'm probably going to save at the beginning of every chapter. Some chapters are longer than others. And unlike some point-and-click games, you can lose, you can die. Jason can get killed depending on the actions you take or the inaction you take. So that's why I'll be saving at the beginning of every chapter especially. Now these are our lists of commands. Here is look. Jason's red on white 1953 Chevrolet Bel Air. this gives you information about whatever you happen to click on. Sometimes that information is important to solving whatever puzzle you're trying to figure out. Sometimes it's just little bits of information about the world, or even a little gag, because the game does have a sense of humor about it, and it makes little funny references and comments here and there. A rusting molded steel truck lid with a chrome key lock. A white on blue 1955 Chevrolet belonging to the librarian, Miss Morton. Now here we have our use command, or our open command. Try driving it. Well, we can't open or move his car, we have to drive it. This will be useful usually for opening things, like say doors, lids, cabinets, or pretty much using anything. This here is the take command. When we come across items that we want to grab, we just gotta click on it. And that little white circle right there, well, that's more or less where we want to aim if we're going to grab something. This backpack here is our inventory. And right now, we only have Jason's car keys. So if we wanted to, we could use these car keys and drive back home. And we will have to drive home at certain points in the game. Now this here is the climb option. This one's a little odd. There are certain objects during the course of the game that you'll use, but you just climb them. I don't know how better to describe it, like you'll climb a ladder, or you'll climb a tree. And instead of, say, using the open command or the use command, we'll use the climb command. Over here we have talk. Talk is just to interact with characters. We get a number of different characters during the course of the game that we'll talk to. Almost always they involve some sort of puzzle that we have to figure out. And finally we have the exit command. We'll use the exit command at certain points in the game when we say enter a room or enter an area where we only look at the room itself. We don't move our character around. I'll show you an example in just a moment or two. So, Jason is on his way to work. Now, I'm sorry about that little kind of, I don't know how to call it, maybe a clicking noise? That's Jason walking around. I don't know anything I can do about that. Well, we're not in our office, but we're in our office building. So let's talk to the secretary over here.
Hi, Jason.
Yep, we got digitized actors, and we also have voiceovers. Some characters have that, some characters don't. A lot of them do, but it's usually only 1 or 2 lines of dialogue. Almost nobody has complete audio for their entire conversation tree. Now, we have 3 responses we can give this woman. We can say, "Good morning, Darlene. You're looking beautiful today." Or we can say, "How are things in the typing pool?" Or thirdly, "Darlene, is that an unsightly acne blemish?" Well, we're not going to say any of these things just yet. If you look down here, we have responses 1, 2, and 3, which correspond with these responses, although you can click on whichever ones you happen to like. If you want to click on the response itself, or if you want to click on the response button down here, it's the same thing. We also have this offer option. At certain points in the game, we can offer the characters we talk to things in our inventory. Right now, we don't have anything special to offer, and if for any reason we want to end the conversation, we just hit end here. Now, in Darlene's case, we can talk to her however we like. It doesn't have much effect on the game. I think there are certain characters, though, depending on the responses you pick, can have different outcomes. So let's tell her good morning and tell her she's looking beautiful. "Oh, thank goodness. Someone is cheerful today. Mr. Thornick is a real sourpuss. He must have gotten bad news." Is he ever in a good mood? Or maybe I should walk in his office and tell him he looks beautiful. Well, let's be kind of silly. Let's be goofy. Anybody who goes in that office today is likely to get his head chopped off. Or lopped off. I'm getting back to work. Alright, and if we talk to her again...
Yes?
Well, she responds a little differently. But she doesn't seem to be all that interested in talking to us. Let's ask her how things are in the typing pool. I resent that. I'm Mr. Thornick's personal security assistant. Start addressing me as such. Hey, I'm kidding. Calm down. Well, look at you, Miss High and Mighty. Well, let's keep being playful. Just kidding again? I guess someone who can take an important position like mine so lightly should be working at a facility that does government research. You take yourself so seriously. Believe me, darling, I'm as trustworthy as a Boy Scout. I can help you if you help me. Well, right now we got no real reason to be going quid pro quo with her, so we'll just say you're taking yourself too seriously. An attitude like yours should be reported. Now go find someone else to annoy. Alright, well that's enough bothering her. Let's start looking around a little bit. Jason Roberts' office door is solid mahogany and reinforced glass. Well, that's our office. Alan Roberts' mahogany office door. Well, there's our brothers. And what's this panel up here? A solid mahogany key storage case, cut from the rainforest of the Amazon. A brown rolled steel waste can. A black Western Electronics telephone, as heavy as iron, twice as durable. Black, sleek, state-of-the-art Royal typewriter with its patented magic margin and exclusive tab clear. The homely but efficient Darlene Flinch is busy preparing security notices. And if we head back this way, there's the door out. Stainless steel doors with 1-inch thick bulletproof quartzine glass. What do you think it is? A banana? Yeah, it's a potted plant. It's a big old potted plant. Looking there reveals nothing of interest. Darlene's dry keeping, which she keeps forgetting to take home. Yeah, you gotta kind of be careful where you click. There are a bunch of hangers up here. Well, what do you say we go into our office? Well, his lab. The door to Jason's lab swings open. So here's Jason's laboratory, and it's one of those rooms I told you that we just kind of examine and look around. At this point we could also grab items, but I'm going to wait a little longer before I start grabbing items and turning this into a collectathon until the items become more relevant. Now if we want to leave this room, we'll just hit the exit button down here, but we're not going to do that. We're going to take the time to look around. And let's take a look. Well, the first thing I notice is that rat moving back and forth. A standard laboratory breeder rat. And an aluminum rat cage. No, let's see what else. The X1000B prototype. This piece of electronic wizardry is being designed to pick up top secret radio signals from beyond the Iron Curtain and decode their invasion plan. Now this game, of course, takes place during the 50s, which you probably noticed looking at the dates. So we are in the middle of a Red Scare, and rightfully so. Alright, we got some chemicals, H2SO4 and HCl. A variable power ZIS microscope. A very heavy Western electronic desk phone. The flashing light on the intercom indicates that a message is waiting. So we have a message we can take a look at. A 500 RPM Doxy Hatch centrifugal separator. It is used to extract heavy metals from rat waste and vice versa. Well, that's a heck of a job, isn't it? A water pick D2000 shower nozzle. And a 100,000 British thermal unit Bunsen burner, similar to the kind found in high school science class. A gunmetal gray laboratory cabinet. Well, since the intercom is beeping, let's play it and see what it has to say. A voice squeaks. Jason, you're wanted in Mr. Thornick's office.
Jason, you wanted in Mr. Thornick's office.
Alright, well thank you very much for that. So, let's head out of here. And make our way to see Mr. Thornick. If we we wanted to, we could go into Alan's office, but we're not going to do that right now. We are going to look at some of this stuff. A Spanish cork bulletin board, complete with minimum wage requirements, insurance company bulletins, advertisements, and for sale by owner signs. The library is a high security research area. It is loaded with all sorts of technical wonders of the 50s. And that's the library door. A prototype WBM 1215 Wayback Machine, left here by Mr. Peabody and Sherman for repairs. See, I was telling you about that sense of humor. I wonder how many of you actually got that. The solid mahogany crash doors lead to the security vault where research secrets are kept. It is off limits. Now, is this a banana plant? What do you think it is, a banana? Well, maybe. The doors lead to the office of Mr. Thornick, head of Alistair Research. Well, let's go see our boss. Call to the president's office was a horrible, gut-wrenching experience for the working class. A cold, humorous, authoritarian Wilbur Thornick has all the warmth of a dead fish. Immediately upon entering and sitting down, Jason senses that something is terribly wrong. Thornick's eyes, usually dark and somber, attempt a pleasant gaze. His thin, taunt mouth forces out a pathetic smile. It is a pitiful effort to soften the sledgehammer blow he's about to deliver.
I'm afraid I have bad news for you, Jason. Your brother's expedition to the Amazon has been attacked, and he's missing. We're doing everything we can to get more information. I'm sorry.
Now I have a feeling Mr. Thornick's back to us was not for dramatic effect, but rather to save money on animation. As Jason turns to walk out of the room, Wilbur Thornick says, "I want you to go home for a while and rest. Take the whole day if you feel it's absolutely necessary." But his magnanimous gesture falls on deaf ears. Stunned and hurt, Jason staggers from Thornick's office to the parking lot. It takes all his inner strength to avoid turning into a pathetic, blubbering idiot. As Jason drives to his home, questions roll around in his head. Alan's work was always dangerous. But wasn't he indestructible? Is he really gone? Jason's apartment is tastefully decorated in a contemporary 1950s style and fashion. A virtually priceless original painting on velvet hangs proudly above the white marble mantel. The mahogany bookcase contains various keepsakes and a complete set of encyclopedias. But the pride and joy of his life is a 20-inch black and white Dumont television set. Yes, Jason's pad is about as hip and cool as any cool cat could imagine. Now we're in Jason's apartment. Normally, if we came here, we could just hit exit and head back to the Alistair Research Building, but I don't think that works at this point. But we're not done with this chapter yet. Let's look around a little bit. Now you may notice a couple of things that look pretty pressing. And that would be these packages on the floor here. A battered package wrapped in brown paper with South American postmarks along with several pieces of junk mail. Well, that sounds kind of important. But there are other important things in here that you may not think are important. Various photos of your family showing your 3 sisters and brother. So, that means Jason comes from a family of 5 siblings. He has 1 brother and 3 sisters. That's actually important later, so I'm actually going to note that down. I have my little pad over here, and I'm going to take notes over the course of the game. Alan's stock chart trophies, which he won in 1952. That's also important. Walnut bookcase with encyclopedias and various knickknacks. The Spanish Conquistador painting is on velvet and costs $1.95 at Walsworth. Yeah, there's his priceless painting. Ceramic gold stone, contempo style table lamp. a woolen sack reel-to-reel tape recorder, a Fawkes ruby handle letter opener. Well, why don't we grab that? We can use it to open those letters. The letter opener is removed from the table. Let's keep looking around a little bit. A copy of Life magazine with an article on Liz Taylor's latest marriage. The doorway leading to the bathroom. A wood panel door. State-of-the-art Dumont black and white television. The Dumonitor, perfect for watching the Three Stooges. And he's not wrong. If we use it, the television flips on.
Oh, wise guy! Knucklehead.
And we get to see
Oh, wise
Mo
guy!
putting the boots, well, putting the fist
Oh,
to poor
wise
Curly.
guy! Knucklehead.
And that noise will just keep looping
Oh, wise
until we turn the
guy.
TV off. And let's
Knucklehead.
turn it off. You can also open up the bathroom. The door to the bathroom swings open. Not much to look at in here, though. The bathroom looks pretty in pink. A contempo-style easy chair with complimentary ottoman. And what about your plant? One of several tropical plants in the apartment. Like this one over here. Alrighty, well, you may think we should be grabbing this stuff off the ground. That's not actually what we want to do. We're going to use our letter opener directly on them. The letter opener cuts the twine and opens the package. Several items spill out onto the floor. Well, now we get to pick them up. You pick up the letter. The letter's from your brother, Alan.
A letter from Alan.
And that, my friends, is the end of Chapter 1. And I think that's going to be the end of this episode. But we'll pick up next time with Chapter 2, A Secret Code.